I wanted so badly to write an article on the people in golf who should be most embarrassed and feel the most shame out of Anthony Kim's win. And that's not maybe fair to take something like that and then say, "Look at you." But that's how this brain works. And I don't think I can write the article, but I might have to do, people, they make like charts or like graphs that.
At Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, Riviera Recap, Cognizant Classic Picks, and everything else in between, including bets, picks, and one and done. Geoff Fienberg, did you have Jacob Bridgman like Sky did?
No.
Me neither. I had another
If
second.
it wasn't like this sort of event, I saw Sky pick him, and we spoke about it last week, how close I was because Sky picked him. But I was just like, the Riv. Like, I could see how someone can, moonlight their way to something at the Pro-Am at Pebble. I didn't see it happening here. So that was tilting. And I bet 3 losers instead of Rory. Like, it was like trading Rory for 2.5 losers.
Well,
they made great efforts. Still, whatever. Great. Bridgman, good for you, buddy. Now, Pat, I've joked forever. Bridgman, Grazerman, one guy. Now he's Bridgman.
Well, I used to get Highsmith and Bridgman confused. And now that's a totally separate conversation because Highsmith might be on the Corn Ferry Tour next year. Actually, that's not true. He won last year, so he'll retain his tour card. But he's the defending champ at the tournament that we're talking about this week, and I think he's 300 to 1. And Bridgman's the third favorite. And he's still in. I can't believe he's still playing.
Crazy. Yeah. I guess it's because he's at home.
Maybe.
I guess it's because he's like South Carolina. Why not just run the hot streak? Young guy, what are you going to do? This isn't the olden days where I guess guys wanted to go on like benders.
I suppose. Yeah, well, who was it when it was Bobby Mack when he won the Canadian Open? He's like, I didn't wake up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I get it. You get it, but I don't know. Right now, it's just like you're young. These guys, they don't even like smoke cigarettes anymore. They don't do anything. So how hard could like playing? And for all you know, the South Carolina, Clemson guy, for all you know, he had a lot of like friends planning to come to Palm Beach.
Well, I have some best ball teams that really need Jacob Bridgman to play this week, or I've already got absolutely screwed because I took Cootie and Knapp specifically for this tournament, and they played way too well over the course of the first part of the season. Now they're not playing this event.
This event, I don't know what to make of it now. Like Pat, outside of like major championship golf, nothing hit harder than 55% greens in regulation at PGA National for us golf hardos. 60% greens in reg. I don't know, something happened. Happened.
It was the overseed. They started overseed. They used to overseed the rough with rye. And then 2 years ago, they decided to start doing basically the entire course, including the fairway. So you don't get that weird patchy Bermuda grass on the fairways anymore. And guys are just like, this is great. We can just fire at pins now. And now they hit over 70% of the
now they're 59 watch.
There wasn't even 59 watch. It was just 59 for Jake Knapp here last year. I want to go back and talk about Riv, though. I'm happy we're off the West Coast swing. Not so much because I dislike watching it. In fact, it's great to watch. It makes me feel warm, as I always say. Like when it's a blizzard up here, that to see, that looks really nice. I would like to go to a place like that. But I don't like waking up on Thursday and golf not being on. And now that's over in my life. Now we wake up and golf will be started.
I guess. I didn't know. I didn't mind. I can't even speak to that. Thursdays, get at it. Don't even care. Don't even want to look. So sure.
What do you do?
What do you do? Right. Hold on.
What do you do on Thursday mornings?
This is my selfish reason why I like it. Is because when they're on the West Coast, I can't do my like 330 bottom to top scroll because that's only like they're nowhere in the round. So it throws me off. And I'm like waiting till like after I have dinner to like decompress a leaderboard. So there, I don't know. We've all got our selfish quirks. I'm speaking totally from my own experience. But yeah, you're right. Weekend golf gets going earlier, I guess. All of it. I love this part of the schedule. I love it. It sucks what sort of happened to the field here, but this swing through Florida is it's sometimes as good as we get when you like look back at the golf season, truly.
Were you so obviously another second place finish for me with Rory? That makes 5 and 6 weeks. And the other week that I didn't hit the second, I hit a third. So that's always fun. But it was still a very profitable weekend. Shout out to Keith on the Wednesday show who convinced me that Gino over in Thailand had like a 3 times better chance of winning that tournament than Scottie did at Riv. So I was like, I'm just going to dump on her at plus 375. That really did work out. That was fantastic. To wake up on Sunday morning with already money in your account, fantastic news. So thank you to Keith on that regard. Wanted to let everyone know to smash the like, sub to the channel while you're here. But the article is already out on the Mayo Media Substack, so you can read all about this tournament. The research show is out as well. But did you happen to see the little hack that happened about hole number 10 on Saturday?
Yeah, I did see that.
So I live in a place where it was on DraftKings Sportsbook, and if people don't know, I went over the bet on the. It's funny because I went over the bet on the research show, but it was like basically losing at the point that I went over. I was like, well, we got bad putt luck. Basically, guys kept missing their putts from inside 5 feet, but they had mispriced hole number 10 birdies or better. So I played the ladder all the way up. The issue is I live in a place where DraftKings, you can't play on it in terms of the sports book. I was going to call you, but I was like, well, he's limited to like 13 cents. So that's not going to do me any good. So I had to go call my friend who doesn't bet to get him to sign up. And then I sent him $1,000 to go hammer the ladder all the way down. And it hit everyone till the very last one. The over 23.5 didn't hit at 5-1, but everything all the way up for birdies on that hole because of the pin position worked out. And I tried to express that on Sunday. Like, you want to check the pin position because if it's in the back, you absolutely do not want to play this. I think the birdie or better rate on Sunday on that hole was something like 27%, and it was 47% on Saturday. So it was sort of my trying to detail that every now and then in the golf market, there's just a really soft market that's when you want to pounce on this. Like, we can have fun with our outrights every single week, but if there's a legitimately good bet that is stacked in your favor, just try to take advantage of it because it does not come along all that often. Like, if you can find it, and it was great because people kind of sourced it on Twitter. I had put it out, someone messaged me, and then someone messaged that guy, then someone ran the numbers on Excel. It was a real group effort. Everyone won money. It was awesome.
Yeah. Again, that's micro betting there. It wasn't enough for me to like annoy people, but I was also with the kids skiing, so I didn't get to dive in, but I saw you guys living the DraftKings dream.
It was great. Did you enjoy Riv? Because the one thing that I really took away from the course this week, just having not seen it in 2 years, is that I don't know what they're going to do for the Olympics for Riviera, how they're going to trick it out, but the U.S. Open is going to be at Riv, I believe, in 2032. This is going to be an awesome U.S. Open course. They can make this place so hard, and they choose not to.
I love the Riv. I know there's the like Riv is overrated. I'm sure there's people that like overdo it with with Riv, so that can maybe make it feel overrated.
Who's saying it's
overrated?
overrated?
Like I love Riv an appropriate amount. I also think the first hole at Riv is the worst hole on any course considered elite on the PGA Tour.
It should just be a par 4.
I don't even understand it. It's like, here we got like, we're going to, and I would be willing to bet Riv has a 3-hole practice facility. I've been to a couple of those. They are like out of this world. And I'm a guy that likes a 3-hole warm up. So instead of a range, just do a little 3-hole loop, ready to start the round. Let's go. I'd bet Riv is a 3-hole practice facility. Even if they don't, the fact that they want a bunny hill to start the day before we go hit some black diamonds. And sometimes when they're soft like that, they ain't playing black, double black. It's just soft. I don't know. Like, I'm not getting like too worked up on like specific year conditions. Like you said, probably even for the Olympics, the US Open, they're gonna trick that place out pretty good.
I don't know if they
Pretty.
will for the. We haven't seen a hard Olympics yet. Even at Le Club National, I think the winning score was 19 under or 20 under.
I guess the Olympics will be in a whole other time of year too, right?
That's
It'll-
right. And what we found out about the schedule last week is that Riv and Pebble might move to August or something like that. But they have to
This guy's
convince they have to convince the Riv membership to do that first. I'm sure Tiger can grease the right wheels.
That's tough, Pat. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that's tough. Those are premium weeks.
Are they
Like-
in LA though? Because it's not like they're premium weeks for anyone.
Oh,
who
sorry.
lives in-
The Olympics is premium. That is like premium weeks, and Tiger would make it September.
Probably August, I'm guessing, because they probably don't want to go head to head with football. But like August, are those premium weeks at Riviera? Because you can play at Riviera right now. Like at my course, August
Yeah, they
is
are.
primo time because the season is about to end.
As someone that's like got experience in California travel, those would be considered like close to like gold season. Maybe not platinum season, but like gold season. August, yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
The fall is where you could get like a nice discount in terms of like that is more like silver season.
Yeah, but this is a private club. It's not like you can just walk up and go.
I know,
go
but
buy a
I'm
green
saying
tea.
these are just I'm talking relatively like these are the most premium weeks of their summer. They'll have had the I guess maybe the gap between the Olympics and 32 will be like big enough for them to swallow it. But we'll see how they feel after their course is taken away for like platinum weeks. Their platinum season, I
Sure.
would think.
Bridgman.
Yeah, it was just too soft. I don't but I'm not like that's like too in the moment to complain at Riviera. I got no complaints about that place other than the first hole.
Maybe it was too soft. Like the conditions were too soft because it kept.
Yeah.
raining? Well, it was
Yeah,
raining.
and I
You want
thought
them
that
to
played into
double
people
over
like
it?
I thought that played in to people making like Riviera so overrated claims.
But who are the people making this Riviera so overrated claims? Who are they? The people are these the same people who claim that everywhere
These
is
are people
overrated?
that I respect. These are people that I respect. They're not like crazy people who have a Twitter account from Africa or something. And I don't mean it like that. I just mean like any Twitter account from like Pakistan or Africa. If you notice that, you block immediately. It's not a human being.
Oh, okay. It's a bot.
It's not a human being. It's not like against any of the people there, but the Twitter accounts from there are not human beings. Yeah, I don't know. We're now we're at the greatest part of the golf season. And do you think this guy is just floating like weather balloons out there, the new commish, about doing this and like seeing how the public reacts? Or at the moment, it's really just like they have to, like you said, some of these places are private courses. They just can't do whatever they want in terms of moving stuff around. Or even if it's not a private course, they're not entitled to that ability.
I think that they have what they want to do already done, and they're not putting out test balloons for any of this stuff, that they are leaking it, maybe to see what people are saying, but I don't think it's going to stop them from doing anything. As long as they can do what they want to do and implement this plan that we kind of briefly discussed about going to bigger markets next week, that's what we're going to see.
I might be in the minority here, Pat. And Tim, like 8 years later, will still bring it up when we discuss the PGA Championship. But I actually felt the move to earlier in the season has done wonders for it.
It's made it it's made it feel more important, and I think that the move of the players from May to March has made the players feel more important too.
Because this is just my personal opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. And if they keep like they've had such great results and course selections at the PGA of America that, if that keeps up, then like none of what I'm about to say will matter. But I remember, and like I said, Tim used to be like aghast, insulted at this claim I made. But when it was, and good for them, like Glory's last shot was like a thing to hold on to. I think that's like a smart thing. It's like the last chance for like a great moment. But But I always felt once it was after the Masters, the US Open, and the Open Championship, it was like, then just like, it didn't matter anymore. Like the golf season, the premium stuff was over, and now we're on to this other thing. Well, when it's in the middle, it's like sandwiched between the Masters and the US Open, and it's like, as much as its significance on its own, it is like, just part of that like summer hunt. I don't know. I don't know if I just made any sense. My mind is a hamster wheel. Sorry.
I think it's better in May. They might not agree, but I don't understand how they can move it back to August and then still have the FedEx Cup playoffs finish before football. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, those majors, that's the thing. Since they moved it, it just feels like the majors piggyback each other like so hard.
Yeah, once a month. You get April, May, June, July. And if we always
Works
felt
for
like
me.
because to what you're saying is that the PGA Championship, when in August, the season still really felt like significant golf, major golf felt like it ended at the Open Championship in July, regardless. And that made it felt like a second tier major versus the other three. I feel like now it's closer to, it's still number 4, but it's closer to that upper tier being in May and the courses that they get to pick in May. And now the FedEx Cup just feels like, yeah, whatever. Which is good, I think.
Well, the FedEx, yeah. I mean, the FedEx Cup is, yeah, whatever, because it's just like golf tournaments.
Sure, but
I don't think anyone like actually cares who wins the FedEx Cup.
I mean, people tune in. The ratings for the FedEx Cup do pretty well
because
you still get all of your you still get your better end guys going to it. But what I'm saying is that I don't understand how you can fit in those 3 tournaments or however tournaments they end up being if you also run the PGA Championship in August. Now, none of the schedule makes sense.
Pat, if they ran the same tournament and it was like for the John, Dick, and Harrys and had the exact same 30 guys there, the rating would be identical than if they said at the end of this, we're giving away something called the FedEx Cup.
You are talking, I'm asking you a question. How do you have the FedEx Cup finish before football if the PGA Championship is in August? I don't think that
I agree.
Sense.
It almost diminishes the FedEx Cup.
I'm not even talking about that. Like, when do you actually have the time to play it?
Not a clue. Yeah, I don't have that answer.
So that's why I don't think it's going to move. Because they don't want to go head-to-head with football.
What if they played the FedEx Cup on like an alternate like days of the week schedule? I know I'm getting crazy, but
that sounds like a terrible idea. Golf that doesn't go Thursday to Sunday, just it throws people for a loop and they forget it's on.
I would agree. Yeah, I don't know what you do. You can't go head to head with football.
So just keep
especially before the bye weeks start. I don't even have a TV for you.
Yeah, keep it in May. Just keep the PGA Championship.
I like it in May. Apparently, people was surprised to find out like in May has not been a thing they've enjoyed.
Yeah,
that was news to me.
Like you said, the PGA Championships have been better since they've moved to May. So I like that part. Look, I'll be straight with you. We talk all the time about getting better at work, sports, in life, whatever it might be. But most guys ignore the one thing that actually drives all of it: your head. Therapy isn't a weakness, it's a tool. I've seen it help guys deal with work stress, family stuff, breakups, addictions, whatever it might be. Just getting unstuck when everything feels heavy. The problem? It's usually a pain to get started. Long wait list, huge cost, total hassle, you know the deal. That's why Rula is different. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance plans, and sessions can cost as little as $15. You answer a few quick questions, they match you with a licensed vetted therapist that actually fits what you need, and you can be talking to someone as soon as the next day. No weeks of waiting, no guessing if you pick the right person. If you've been putting this off, stop! Go to Rula.com/Mayo and get started today. That's RULA.com/Mayo. Once again, that's Rula.com/Mayo. Take the first step. Take control of your mental health. The new year's here, and if you're like me,
you're gonna want to get your house back on track. Considering I've been through 8 weeks of renovations, my house still isn't back on track, but I do need some new stuff. That's where WAYFAIR came into play and was quite handy, and had some awesome stuff. WAYFAIR is basically a one-stop shop for everything your home needs. We got new appliances, and now we need crap in the kitchen that matches that stuff. Or so I was told. Go on to WAYFAIR, get it. Stuff to put in the drawers to separate everything with our new cabinets, also on WAYFAIR. Complete game changer. It's been awesome. And I haven't had to go to the store, I've just been able to do it from home, which I find is a big win for me. Get organized, refreshed, and back on track for the new year for way less. So head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com, WAYFAIR. Every style, every home.
Do you want to talk about Riv at all? Like, Bridgman led in approach and putting against the best field so far this year. It's crazy. We should really spend some time on Jacob Bridgman here.
It was marvelous. I don't even know what to say. Like, it was like 5 under, 7 under, 7 under, and then he held the line or whatever he finished that.
Yeah, he finished. He was 1 over. He shot 72 on Sunday. It was very akin to the year that Neiman won, honestly, where he just kind of ran away with it, then had to not vomit all over himself on Sunday, and he was going to win. He almost got caught, and I feel like Rory was the one who let him off the hook. And it's no shocker. Over his final 27 holes, Rory missed 9 putts inside 12 feet. Missed a whole bunch of those from like 5 feet. The weird thing to watch him, the short putts were a real problem because he kept missing those. But from like 20 feet, 25 feet, he was missing these by like a half rotation to start the day. And when he didn't get the pressure going early, it just felt like Bridgman could be in cruise control. Bridgman played pretty well the entire day. He had a few mishaps, but the iron play was good. He didn't putt quite as well as he had been doing, but he made that huge par save on number 11 from like 15 feet that, if he doesn't make that, all of a sudden he's in a playoff with Kitayama after Kitayama made his run. Just there was no pressure put on him by Rory early enough to get it going, but I thought Rory played really well, honestly.
Rory played outstanding. He missed a couple short putts. Listen, a lot of people we know, Pat, I think are a lot more sad than we are today about a hockey game.
Yeah.
I think my relationship with hockey is the healthiest thing I have in my life. I can watch it, be entertained by it. The moment it doesn't go my way, Leafs lose, Canada lose. It's just like I can laugh at the people who are like think the world is ending. I say that as someone who will die, that my children will be putting dirt on my head. I'll still be thinking about the Blue Jays. I have to give the games I want for the Blue Jays from my buddies who I share tickets with. And I don't even care. I still have PTSD. I don't even want to be back in there. They're like, April, I don't care. You can give me those games at the start of April, but I'm not going to them. That's all to say, people bring this back to the hockey. The best thing I saw was Joel Bull, one of those Golf Digest or one of those Golf Weekly, whatever. Probably got it wrong. So people complaining Canada played better and lost. It's called make more putts. Score more goals. I mean, that's all it is. Make more putts.
All the Canadians who listen, the Canadians played a better game. The U.S. had the best player. It was their goalie. And that's how you win in hockey. I've seen teams win Stanley Cups where the only good player they had was basically the Devils for all those years. They just had Brodeur and they won the cup. Did they have the best team? No. They had the best player. That's how it works. Don't cry about it. Just move on. You lost. It's like these people have never watched football. Have people ever bet on a football game where your team dominates the entire time and somehow they lose? That's what happened. You lost the game. Deal with it. I was going to go out with friends because weirdly my time zone worked out the best for this of anyone's time zone. I was I should really take advantage of this. I ended up watching it at home because I was there with I would have had to go out with a couple of people who took it really seriously. And I got pictures sent of them, of them crying after the game. It's you are a 40-year-old man. Grow up. How is this affecting your life? You woke up early, you had some fun, let's move on with the rest of the day. As I said, I would have traded the gold medal in a heartbeat if Rory would have won yesterday.
No, it was an entertaining 4-hour coin flip. 2 hour. I guess those games are pretty fast. Definitely wasn't 4 hours.
I did find it funny. Like, people started coming at me after the game, just like, "Fuck you, Canada."
Because you're like the only Canadian they fucking know. Pat.
Maybe, but like, I'm the one who cares the least.
Yeah.
This is really bizarre.
Yeah. So that's a simple. Yeah, make more. Like, it's always the simplest thing. Make more putts.
Yeah.
Get better, or just make more putts. And Rory couldn't make the putts. But thinking about like that place and Rory, and he has put it on himself that it's really like the only thing left in golf that he really wants to win is that Olympics, and it's at Riviera. Go get it, champ.
Yeah, he's going to have his opportunity. It was nice to see Adam Scott play 2 really good rounds out of nowhere. He finally putted for the first time all season. And he's in the field at Honda, a course that he's won at before. I was trying to remember that off the top of my head. Do you remember the year that he did win? I think we both hit him that year.
That was the year where CBS did the horrible like TV job. The switchover happened as the leaders were playing 10.
Yeah.
Harold Varner topped the ball. It was a crazy Riviera.
No, that was the Riviera one. I'm talking about the PGA National that Adam Scott won.
Yes, he battled Sergio. I had a Sergio ticket that day.
I feel like
he lost to Sergio.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't have him. We lost to Sergio. That's right. We had Sergio lost to Scott, and Scott just hit every fair. That's back when PGA National was tough.
Did you see someone asked Rory, like, did making that putt on 18 make it like more like frustrating?
He's like, yeah, I made like $500,000.
Yeah, it's like, I made $500,000. Like, I don't even have room for trophies now. Like, the only like room we got a trophy for is a gold medal. Like,
I thought it was a good answer. People gave him shit for that answer. I thought it was pretty funny.
Listen, these guys, they got to live in like their own mind, and it's like, I got $500,000. Only guy that got more FedEx Cup points than me is a guy named Bridgman. Like, I beat 159 guys, or sorry, it's 80 guys. Beat 79 guys. Whatever. I'm Rory.
Yeah, he played well. It's so funny to see. There was, I think it was Shane Bacon actually put it out as well, because Scottie obviously had his terrible first round where he was in dead last when he came back onto the course on Friday. But it's like Scottie Scheffler struggles to a T12, and then the alternative narrative, Jordan Spieth surges to a T12. Like, they both played exactly the same.
Yeah, I guess.
But like a lot of the comments I got back on Rory, it's like, what a fucking loser. Is this guy ever going to win? It's like, did you not watch golf last year? Like, if the time to criticize Rory for being like a choker and a loser was before he won everything last year.
Listen, I probably don't do this enough, but I will like subtly say, like, who are the people who are saying Rory's never going to win?
It's just, it got picked up by, because I put out the stat tweet for whatever reason. I'm doing Twitter right these days. I keep getting picked up by the For You tab, and it's just a whole portion of the internet that I'm not used to dealing with, and these people just respond to it, and it's like they have brain damage.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
You're like,
that's up.
Like, really? Outside of our bubble, do people really think that golfers should win every golf tournament they play in? Is that like an expectation that people have?
I have no clue.
It seems like they do.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. The favorites should always win.
Like, does Scottie Scheffler suck now because he hasn't won in a month?
When, pardon me, but what's after Cognizant?
Bay Hill, then Players.
Wow.
That's why absolutely no one is playing this week.
Yeah. It sucks. Bay Hill, Players, and then just gonna be silly me again. What's after Players? Valspar,
then Houston, then Valero, then Masters.
Yeah, so I guess like if you're Jacob Bridgman, you're like gotta take a week off at some point. It probably should be this, but he'll just take off. He'll play through the Players. Good for him.
Yeah, I think it'll be 7 weeks in a row for him, which isn't unheard of, obviously, and just. Usually when most guys win the biggest tournament of their career, they're like, you know what? I'll take a pass on the glorified Corn Ferry event the next week when I got Bay Hill and the Players coming up.
Yeah, I think we sort of already touched on why that's that. But I don't know, when you're that young, like, just play. Like, just play. Play and travel. I guess by traveling, I mean traveling going up the coast.
Yeah, just take the plane back across the country. You can drive around to all the courses after that.
Listen, the Florida swing, that probably a lot of Buckies. Crush it, boys. Let's go.
So a few other guys I wanted to talk about. Xander just had a very middling performance, but it seems like he's just getting closer. He's another guy who just, like, as someone, he was, I had him in the big one and done. The $1,000 one. I was like, if Rory could win and Xander could come second, I was trying to finagle it so I could win the most money. I also had aspirations of Matt Fitzpatrick doing anything on the weekend. If you want, Matt Fitzpatrick should be jealous of how Rory putted on the weekend. I've never seen Fitzpatrick miss so many putts in my life. It was awful. It was truly, I should probably go look it up, honestly. It may have been the worst putting performance of his career.
Yeah, his brain broke.
A few guys seem like they got their brains broke by these greens.
And I've been on Fitzpatrick for a bit. So I wrote it out through some good golf, and we'll step off as it feels like he's sort of, okay, Matthew Fitzpatrick, and maybe it's just because, and maybe the perception is right. But there's a lot of things that lead to the perception of him being what we're perceived to be like a cerebral golfer. For starters, he just looks nerdy, right? So that's check one. But he also in round charts, extra chart notes, everything, right? He's one of those guys. My brother-in-law's like that, which I get for a pro, but can you imagine being like shooting 99 and being that extensive with charting?
Sure can. Sure can. Wouldn't be me.
Okay, yeah. Anyhow, but for a guy that I've deemed to be extra cerebral and in the know, he once played half a season with a weight on his driver head. And now he just seems like he's broken in a different way. But yeah, I really like Matt.
He's going to win soon. He lost 6 strokes between rounds 3 and 4 on the greens on the weekend. He's still ball striking like an absolute maniac. We just need his putter to flip, and historically, very good putter.
And historically, I could be wrong, or it was a time where we thought maybe he'd win first. It was the weekend Molinari took the red cardie at Bay Hill.
That's right.
He was having a fantastic little run at Bay Hill, and that was the one Molinari barnstormed. I don't even think Fitz would have come second. I actually think he kind of self-destructed a bit in the final group with Rory, if my memory serves me right. That was also a nice Matt Wallace intro day. But yeah, so Fitz, I don't know, will I be suckered? The prediction markets are confident I'll be suckered back into Fitz come Bay Hill.
Yeah, Bay Hill Fitz when he's 23-1 or something, and then he'll be like, that's a terrible number. We're not going to bet him, and then he'll just win. Because that's what happens.
Sounds right.
I'm not doing that this week, by the way. I bit the chalk with someone I wanted to bet. I was like, this number sucks. I'm betting it anyway. I don't care.
Speaking of this week's, the bets are limited at the moment. I do have a couple. There are a lot of guys. I'm ready to spin the wheel of losers hard. There are a lot of guys I can talk myself into betting. There are a lot of guys that could be maybe this guy's the 7th best player in the field. Why is he priced like this?
Oh, wow. That is huge.
Good news.
Yeah. It's a bet that I made earlier this morning, and now it's half of what it was.
What?
When I made it. I bet on Johnny Kiefer this morning, and now he's down to 33-1.
Yeah, good. Yeah, he was in the 60s.
Yeah, well, I did the top 3 each way with him, so I have him at 110-1, and now his top 3 each way is 55, and his number got cut from 66 to 33 for win only. Wow. It's a big drop.
Yeah, this is the sort of event where there also you could see not the sort of consensus, right?
What do you mean?
A lot of these other events, these premier events, it's easy for the books to just sort of have a consensus.
Yeah.
The odds, they're easier to price. This one is, like I said, it's you could ask, take any number. You can make it the 5th best golfer, but you could ask 20 people who the 10th best golfer in this field is, and you'd get 20 different answers.
This is true. And there's no one guy in this tournament that you're like, oh, well, Scheffler's going to win. You're not like, man, Ben Griffin's going to run away with this. He might, but who knows?
No, but I did joke on, hey, Ben Griffin is the PGA Tour's version of Anthony Kim.
Explain that.
Well, except like we just stepped away for a year and just started selling mortgages. But then he had a great comeback that like people like glommed on.
So what you're saying is that Anthony Kim, at the peak of his stepping away, probably had at least initially more fun than Ben Griffin did while he was away.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Anthony Kim was at his top when he stepped away. Ben Griffin stepped away because he sucked. And then, I don't remember what his story was. Probably like some rich guy at his golf club said, like, I'll fund you. Like, give her another go. You're pretty good.
So he maybe that worked out just like who did that? It was Jim Herman and Trump. Trump funded Jim Herman to come back.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. They're very different. But I'm saying it's like PGA Tour level comeback. Like that's go sell insurance, come back, win 3 times, get on the Ryder Cup team.
Ben Griffin was just kind of plodding along at this time last year. I think everyone forgets that he didn't actually win until the Zurich last year. And he won 3 times during the course of the season, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, what did he win after the Zurich again?
Colonial, and then he won in Cabo last year. With all the shit that's going on in Puerto Vallarta right now, that's where the Mexico Open is, isn't it? I know it's in the fall, so it's a good thing. Maybe they were good foresight on the PGA Tour not having the Mexico Open in Vedanta this week.
Dude, I could send you some videos. I got a buddy who's there in Puerto Vallarta with his 2 young kids. He's at like a family friend's, got like a timeshare or something down there. He sent me videos from his like, oh my God. Listen, that's why I'm boring. That's why, I go to Palm Beach and San Diego. Yeah, and you're right about that Kiefer market.
Well, got the CLV, Jeff. That's what I'm going to hang.
I do see the third. You're speaking of. There are like some 55s still. Which what was it? 6 this morning. So
let's see.
60s might still be around.
Yeah, it's still 50-1 at coolbet.com right now, and it's like 40 or 33 elsewhere if you're looking for it.
That seems one that's probably gonna. Like, yeah, you could have bet Johnny Kiefer this morning in the without Griffin, Bridgman, Shane Lowry market at a better number than he's going to go off of, I tell you.
I appreciate that that's your favorite running joke of the entire season, when the automation without markets start popping up when no good players are playing.
Well, no, I don't even think you could have done it yet, because like there were good players at MX and there were good players in Phoenix. So this is like the first time.
It's seemingly always the without Ben Griffin and others market, because Ben Griffin tends to be the top odds guy in these sorts of fields now.
Yes, he is now, I guess, the guy. And
he's the new Sung Jae.
You could swerve. I mean, like, credit to Shane Lowry for being outside of Brooks Koepka, but Brooks wouldn't be here if he would have, like, say, allowed to have played the last 2 weeks. He probably wouldn't have been here. So he doesn't count for what I'm about to say. Shout out to Shane Lowry for being, because we all know how many like top 30 golfers in the world live within like 5 minutes, 15 minutes of this place. So shout out to Shane for being committed and determined as fuck. Like, this is almost his 5th. This is his Irish Open now.
Well, he needs to get a win, man. He hasn't won in the States since, well, I guess he won the Zurich with Rory 2 years ago, but he hasn't won since the Bridgestone in like 2014 or something.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe closer to like 18 or something. But yeah, we could be on like 7 or 8 years without a North American win. I don't think he's won much on the European Tour.
He won Wentworth 2 years ago. And
obviously
he won the Open.
Is winning on Sunday. He should find a way to like maybe let Rory lives 20 minutes down the road in Jupe. He should let Rory come like caddy for him. Think about it. Ryder Cup, greatest scenes ever, let alone his putt on Sunday. Him just hollering F-bombs on like a Friday or a Saturday. What a moment. Rory, he would not gag this tournament with Rory on his bag, but I would probably think in my head he's not going to win on Sunday morning.
Nothing will ever stand out to me more from this tournament of when Straka beat him coming down the stretch on 18. And Straka finishes up on the green and Lowry standing there waiting, and it just starts pouring rain on him.
Pouring.
I feel like we got some bad beats at this tournament. Like it's all kind of flooding back to me now. And you've been really good at this tournament. Obviously, we all hit Sung Jae that one year. I had the Luke List playoff loss to JT after JT got himself submarined on 18, then hit a wedge to like 2 feet. Thought we were gonna win that one. That was the year you had, I think, Fleetwood and Noren, who missed the playoff by a stroke because Noren put it into the bunker and couldn't get it up and down on 18. We hit Sung Jae. That was the year of the DFS Open when we were all down there. That was
also the year Sung Jae won, put it in the water on 18, right in there with Mac Hughes, me and his mom, Mac's mom.
Yeah, but then Mac hit like just overdrew it on 18 and put it into like the grandstands.
Yep.
And then we had Eric Cole. Eric Cole losing to Chris Kirk.
Yeah, that was a bad beat. I wasn't a part of that. I was actually spent a lot of yesterday, and I wouldn't let myself look it up, trying to remember who sniped your Cole ticket.
And I had Brooks and Ricky the year that Keith Mitchell won, when Keith Mitchell made the only putt of his career on the 72nd hole.
And we already mentioned losing to Scott with Sergio tickets during that duel here. So yeah, a lot of sweats. But I'd say like getting to be with Kenny Kim here when Sung Jae Im won, that was like top shelf. That was a fun sporting like event moment. And this place, I love this place is the best. I wonder if it still like slaps as hard. Yeah. I just mean like the Saturday vibes at the Honda.
Oh, I did want to give a special shout out to, speaking of Kenny, Sam McKinney is always like involved with like Fantasy Golf Degenerates, viewer of this show. Shout out Sam, won $125K on DraftKings on the weekend. He won, I think, the $5. He won a seat to the Fantasy Golf Championships. It's pretty awesome. I'd like to win $125,000. I have renovations to pay for, and it's like crippling me. I'm destitute now, Jeff. I'm out of money. I need money. I need to win a bet.
Renovations, it'll do that, you know.
It's still going. They didn't show up last week.
That is, dude, it is such a cruel. Yeah, yeah. They play by their own rules. Cash helps, but they play by their own rules.
They're getting enough cash. I figured that they would have the stuff done.
That's where they get you, because the jobs cost enough, but it's like they've probably got 3 or 4 on the go, and they want to go somewhere where they probably got 3 or 4 jobs on the go. Everyone is paying them a fortune, and there's like one guy who's like just like greasing them to walk in the fucking door, because he like it's a whole thing they got going on. God bless contractors. Don't go to learn a trade, kids. Learn a trade. Learn a trade.
Oh, you see, I'm on the other way on this, because that's what everyone says. Go learn a trade. But then everyone else is always saying, you know what's going to happen? AI is going to come and replace all of these like middle management jobs, data entry jobs. Hell, accountants might become just AI in the future. So all those people are going to go to the trades too. So now you're going to compete with everyone doing the trades. You got to find like some other alternative.
Okay, maybe, but I assure you, the amount of people like our age who would be worth 50 times more if they didn't go to college and just learned how to be an electrician.
I don't know who you know, but I mean, that is the exact opposite case for me.
Oh man, you find these. Well, try these nonstop. You own your own fucking electrician business by now.
Well, yeah, okay, if you own a business, sure, that's one thing.
Fucking A, buddy. Let's go buy pest control business. Now it's like, holy shit, this guy's a king.
Pest control.
Holy shit.
Just raking in cash. Hey, listen, the richest guy I know owns a landscaping company.
There it is. There it is.
Also, mainly off the back of his finance degree, was able to calculate.
Yeah, you're right. You financed it to be able to start it. How to finance getting it off the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, but he went and got a finance degree And so he knows how to properly like maximize each of
Operate
the
the
edges
business,
and
yeah.
operate the business. Without
sure.
that, I don't think that he's doing the business.
For sure. And guess what? That landscape degree also fucking probably is making a great winner, getting rid of that snow too.
Yeah, I think he got out of that business. I think he started doing higher end stuff. So he's like,
Good
yes,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah, and some nice stone. Just lays some good stone.
Is there anything wrong with Scottie Scheffler, or is this just a weird first round aberration that we're seeing? Just a weird outlier?
I don't want to be annoying, but like, is there something wrong with Hockey Canada, or they just like lose a game?
He lost a game. It's 3 weeks in a row. He just has no-showed the first round. It's just strange that it's the exact same thing every time.
Maybe he has a side bet with Ted Scott about spotting the field and like, let's have some fun. Let's spice this thing up. I don't know. You're right. He's obviously not starting like the first quarter ready to go here. And maybe that is, I know that like, I don't want to sound corny, but like, you know, again, my amateur psychology degree from a party school, like, I don't know, maybe it's like too much family time. And then it's like, he's not ready, but like mentally there to get into gear, and it takes him around. So we just got to start the process a little early. But like concern meter would be a 0.
Feel like there's a wire-to-wire Scottie bet coming soon.
Scottie has cardigans before, more than once, maybe, right?
Yeah.
How many? Is it 1 or 2 of them?
He did it at, I think, CJ Cup.
Didn't he do it
last
the year he won Waste Management, like in the like his first run of winning?
I don't remember. I don't think so. That ended up in a playoff with Cantlay. By the way, Cantlay sucks.
Oh my God. What a fascinating. Listen, if I was articulate and smart enough, these are two things, maybe they go together. We'll just leave it at articulate enough. I wanted so badly to write an article on the people in golf who should be most embarrassed and feel the most shame out of Anthony Kim's win. And that's not maybe fair to take something like that and then say, look at you. But that's how this brain works. And I don't think I can write the article, but I might have to do, people, they make like charts or like graphs that. Speaking of which, my favorite chart monster, the boys at Fried Egg, they put out that fun little survey. I'm sure you read it.
I did not. What was it?
Oh, damn, I wish you did. I don't know. They just like polled a lot of people in golf. Like Wyndham Clark, most overrated.
How could he be the most overrated? Like, where are people rating? Where are people rating Wyndham Clark? The dude's like 100 to 1 to win every week.
But I think it's like in the public psyche, these are probably guys that are like at events. And it's like Wyndham, I don't know, like kids. I don't know. Maybe that's like sponsorship.
This is like when I first started writing that Golf Digest article and like did the panel, and the professor guy gave out his biggest fade of the week, a guy who was 200 to 1. It's like, yeah, no shit, man.
Yeah, I guess, listen, we saw this happen before, and they remember back in the day when we first started doing this shit around when Ricky was most overrated, then he won the Players like 2 weeks later.
There's the move right there. Anything else stand out from you from that? So most overrated. I think Cantlay is the most overrated player. I don't even think he's bad. It's just people seem to think that he's just this elite talent that he's not. He's a good player. He's not great.
It does seem like the players agree the equipment
is a bit much.
Yeah.
Did you see Rory hitting stingers on Sunday off the tee for like no reason? I mean, it wasn't for no reason. Obviously, he was trying to use the ground, get the roll out, but it was just so weird.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I enjoyed that. That's like entertaining to me.
I agree. It just seemed really bizarre that
listen, I love golf. I play golf. I'm not very good at golf. I just enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously. But also when I'm like looking at that on the tee, I kind of need the maybe I don't have like the angle. I need the announcer to tell. I like when the announcer like tells me he's going for it.
You like to be prepared for it.
Oh, by how he is like his body posture or the ball position, what's going to happen here.
One thing I did notice and they didn't use it enough, is they had some really cool drone shots of the course, be it fairways or greens, and the specific angles that they were using from like directly above really showed the like elevation changes and undulations in the green really, really well. We need this at the Masters. We just a drone shot over every single hole, because it's the first time I can remember in a while, and these are specifically like hilly greens with a ton of undulation, that you could really notice it on TV. Because you look at like they're lining up a putt on TV, you look at it, it's like, wow, that looks flat and straight. And then you see it from above, it's like, oh my God, they need to go over 2 hills, and it goes off to the, like it was, I noticed it first when Rory had that chip, like he had to chip it over the bunker on, I believe it was number 6, while he was on the green to get it to spin back down to the hole. And then, of course, he ends up missing the 4-footer afterwards after a fantastic chip. I just thought that was really interesting, a really cool TV camera angle that helped tell the story a little bit better. Because I'm with you. When Rory's lining up to hit a stinger, it's like, yeah, the ball is like a quarter inch down off the tee. It's like, all right, I can't really see that on TV.
Yeah. And 100% with you on the drones. The drones were almost like the star of the Olympics. Which golfer yelled at the drones once?
Bobby Mack in
Reed?
Canada.
Oh, yeah, Bob. They do, I guess, make a buzz. I guess, they're probably more, as the year go by, they probably better at getting rid of that buzz, or maybe we just had some cheap drones up here in Canada. I don't know. But yeah, the more drones, the better. And oh my God, like Augusta with that, and it is CBS, so I have no doubts they'll figure that out. I hadn't even thought about that yet, but like extensive drone use for watching the Masters is probably going to be awesome.
Cognizant Classic.
Let's go.
Formerly the Honda Classic. Now it's the Cog.
names.
Still at PGA National, although PGA National has been neutered. If you want to hear all the stats on that, watch the research show, read the article. It's all in there. We don't need to rehash it. It is just playing significantly easier than it used to the past 2 years, since they have made the change to overseeding with ryegrass on the fairways. They've made it greener, they've made it more consistent, and they made it hella easy compared to what it used to be. It doesn't look like there's any wind in the forecast this week either, which is another one of the primary defenses. Here, I know that we've said this before, and I know that you and I go back and forth about match play all the time. This should be the match play course. This is what it was made for.
Yeah. That would be great. You're right. It was made right. It had a Ryder Cup here. So
It makes a ton of sense. There's risk, there's reward, although there's far less risk than seemingly there used to be. But you could, if you played this in, it might be too hot to play in August, but whenever you want to play it, like if it's a bit firmer, then all of a sudden, like we're doing pretty well here, I think.
From a betting perspective, like as much as it played easier last year, right, and it may have been more conducive to bigger hitters.
Past 2 years since they've done this.
2 years. The last 2 winners were Kirk and Highsmith.
Yes. No, Eckroat and Highsmith.
Okay. Eckroat, Highsmith, and even Kirk on the trail of it getting like these are not big hitters.
It's not okay. So let's wind this back.
Sorry, I'm just like Jake Knapp's 59. Like,
yeah, but you're just thinking that because it's Jake Knapp, and obviously he bombs it. Here's the biggest part about it is like all those guys are good off the tee.
Well, the fairways are wider and the greens are easier to hit now.
They are, but you don't get any of the elite drivers in this field. Like, if you put all of the best players here, the best players would be the guys that Rory would fucking crush this place. With the way that he's driving it right.
Morikawa.
What's that?
Morikawa would do great here too.
But he's not a bomber, but he's great off the tee. So like that style of player is done really well here.
Anyhow, I'm just I still like a lot of guys who play the typical PGA National profile. And my question to you is like, should that be a problem? Should that worry me?
I don't think so. I just think this has always been a good ball strikers course. So guys that are particularly good with their irons that can keep the ball in play are going to play well here. I mean, that's Chris Kirk in a nutshell. Like, he hits a bunch of fairways, keeps the ball in play. He's great with his wedges and very good with his irons.
Let's get spinning, baby.
We go to, did you happen to see the Thursday show I put out last week? Did you listen to it?
I saw the Thursday show. I watched it in the waiting for my kids in a ski lounge. I was laughing hard. I had to like kind of excuse myself to like just go hack a couple darts and laugh outside. Emerson is one of the most like interesting people. I can't say I know him, like on the internet to me.
I agree.
And I know Cam, I know like, inside and out Cam Stewart. So nothing he does surprises me. Nothing Emerson should do surprises me, but that was just, that was a fucking roller coaster.
It's still out. It's timeless. It's not going out of date. So
I like that. It's timely, but not like time sensitive, where I didn't feel like I wanted to like save it for when I needed it.
That's what I want to start doing with these off football season Thursday shows, because I don't want to talk about golf on Thursday when golf is on. Just a show that can be listened to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever you need like an hour to kill. I got you covered over the weekend. I miss those. I need those podcasts in my life, so I'm going to create one for people because I assume they need the same thing. Sounded like you did at a ski lodge.
Yeah, listen, the internet is at this point, like, use Twitter. It's almost like seeing what like your like, despite there's no better place on earth for like instant information, despite it being a fucking cesspool. But between it being a cesspool and being this great place for like instant information and even like a nice niche community like the show has, it's almost like my entertainment to see what like my favorite characters are up to. And I don't know, Emerson is like, he's a barrel of something.
So this week, it's me, Overzet, and Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers. And I think that next week, it's going to be Garion and Cust. And then we'll keep the rotation going. We're gonna bring back Cam and Emerson. I feel like every week full of that might not be what people think that they want that every week. I can assure you do not want that every week.
Listen, I'm just telling you this right now, Pat. If it's about like, just take me off golf for a Monday, send me to Thursday.
Okay.
Like, if you think that you've only got like a Fienberg quota in you for a week.
Listen, you're
I think I am like, sorry?
As the person who appears most on this show over the course of the year, I feel like there is no Fienberg.
We're probably
quote.
all time. Yeah, no, I don't actually. Listen, I'm not like Tim, who's like, no, we've got to stop it at this point. Like, I joke, like, Tim is like, he's like, I joke, like, what's in Tim's contract? Like, he's adamant that, like, the show's got to end.
I will say, Tim sent me a text this morning because I told him that I want to bank some shows because obviously my wife and I are having our third kid here coming up soon, like within the next 3 weeks. Hopefully it's after the Players' Championship. I was like, I got to bank some shows. And Tim said, let's see, where is it? He said, during that stretch, if you need some time, I'll happily guest host your shows to give you some time off if Jared can help me produce it.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking about just taking him up on this anyway.
I would like almost wonder, like, I would have almost preferred it in a scenario where he thinks you guys are doing a show together. You pretend that you can't like make it. You're stuck at home. Jared's ready for this. And it's like, you maybe even have guests like ready on the thing, but like, Tim, you are like, we need you to host the show today, Tim. Like, how can you do that?
I thought it was a very generous offer.
I'm shocked he made that offer.
I know. So am I. Maybe he wants to step up and be the host.
How do you think that? I'd love to see.
Listen, you in 2 weeks time, you might show up here on Monday morning and Gust is sitting here and you're doing a golf show with Gust.
How do you think that goes?
I have poorly.
Like, how long? Listen, sometimes me and you have trouble getting to the golf. But like, I don't even know if me and Cuss would like end up talking golf.
Well, we're an hour in. We haven't talked about odds yet, so we should probably do that. Top odds for the Cognizant Classic. Coolbet.com if you're looking to make some wagers in Canada, outside of Ontario. Fastest payouts in the biz. Plus, I'll have my PME boost up there right now. And unfortunately, the PME boost that I give you this week will probably be a guy I've already bet back to the number that I bet him at. So the top guys on the board, Ben Griffin, Shane Lowry, Adam Scott, Jacob Bridgman, Ryan Gerard, both of the Højgaards, Keith Mitchell, Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, and Daniel Hausberger.
Michael Thorbjornsen is up there as well, as I mentioned. But this is not the most inspiring top 10 I've seen on an odds board in some time. That said, I bet Ryan Gerard.
Yeah, I mean, it just screams like football season. Just screams football season. Like we haven't had something like this since football season.
It's like a swing season event.
Yeah, fall. That's what we got here. And Ben Griffin, he guess he wants to be the leader in these things. Of this group, I would say Nikolai and Thorb could have my eye. Maybe Nikolai would be my favorite in this under 30. I could see myself not touching any of them.
I bet Gerard 33-1 with those 3 placements. And now he's obviously down. Even there might still be a 22 out there on him. I actually like the way that he played at Riv. It was the first week all season that the putter really let him down, but the ball striking was still fine. He had been putting really well throughout the course of the first part of the season, especially at Sony, which I don't want to say is a pure comp, but there's been a lot of people who have won at YLI and won at PGA National over the years. Obviously, Chris Kirk had done so. Who else? Mark Wilson had, Justin Thomas has, and even guys that have won in past years, be it Joe Highsmith or Austin Eckroyd, had played well at Wiley the year coming into that. And obviously Gerard was second. The ball striking is still there, and he was able to roll putts on those greens. And I think that those greens and these greens are probably some of the most similar that we're going to see earlier on in the season. Like if guys can't make putts at Riv, a lot of guys can't make putts at Riv. These greens, not that complicated.
Yeah, I mean, Riv. See, Benny Ann tweeted we shouldn't have majors on POA.
I the first thing that popped into my mind, I then hit the before I was like, here's what I think. Let me hit the comment section to see if other people feel the same way about like what their response would be to this, and it was all just exactly what I was thinking. That doesn't really concern you now, does it, Ben Ann?
Yeah, and I don't like agree with that take per se. But I would think we all agree when we watched golf like this weekend or on POA, you never see more guys like immediately stand up after hitting a putt, knowing that it's like already hit and in a bump that like it's already over.
Yeah, I agree. It's offline. It's like, ah, crap.
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of guys you see like instantly straighten up after hitting their putts on POA. But hey, we're on that beautiful Bermuda this week.
And you know what? You know what? It didn't matter to Jacob Bridgman. He made every putt. Just putt like that guy, and you'd be fine.
Made every putt. Even man, that puck eater was it Saturday? We didn't really talk about it. He played fine all week, but man, like lead drive, lead putting, like man, what a show. What a show.
Kitayama played really well, too.
Lights out. He hits it farther than you'd think standing on the tee. I always get amazed by that.
He's shorter than me.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, I get what he must have like a thick caboose, like a trunk on that thing. Holy shit. Like his thighs probably kill us.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, Justin Thomas is like my size, but 30 pounds lighter and hits it like 320. So
yeah, that's the one I don't totally understand. But it's just you generate the speed. Yeah. Even Rory though. Rory maybe is the most surprising of all of them.
And he hits it the farthest.
Because he doesn't. Is he even taller than Justin?
I think me and Rory are like same height, same weight. I think 5'8", 5'9", 170. So you like Thorpe? Why?
No, I of this range. I don't really into any sort of guy here. That would be like a peace of mind thing. There are too many guys like outside of this 30 that I have got like circled, and I can't bet all of them. So I don't even, if I get under 30, that's gonna like really mess with my plan. And no one has given me a good enough reason to want to bet any of them. Gerard at your 33s. I mean, now it feels like I'm talking about a different bet. He's like 22 to me.
Yeah, but if you use 365, you can get that top 3 each way. That's what I took on him. And for a guy who comes second a lot, that's something I want to get on Gerard.
Great convo with Alex, with Blickel last week on that. I guess like I would just say to me specifically, and the last couple weeks have shown like maybe you just ignore that, is like my infatuation would be that it's almost like a bridge between a without Scotty market and a better number. Those things.
I do like Keith Mitchell. Obviously, he's a former winner here. He's playing all right. He's never lost strokes putting at this course, which is mind-blowing.
Incredible. And even I'll say 2 weeks ago, we all probably would have like already bet Berger at 35-1.
Yeah, his ball striking has still been good for the most part. And he did play well at Sony earlier this season. He played well at Amex. He was really bad at Pebble, and he was like pretty shitty last week. It's the chipping. But after looking into the numbers, shout out Rabbit Hole, betspertsgolf.com/Mayo. Ron does up like how this course compares to other courses. And obviously I went through the visualization on the research show, but around the green here is just a lot easier than at most courses. So maybe that can help him.
I mean, if you get hitting the green is easier, all of it seems easier around here right now.
I'm just saying that historically around the green, like you're shorter on your average proximity from chipping it off the green and then around the green play. Like you're just not left with that much, meaning that just around the green, the lies around here are just a lot easier. There's not a whole lot of detrimental rough where you can't spin the ball. Now, that might not make a difference to Daniel Berger, who seemingly has the yips around the greens at the moment because he's been absolutely horrid, but he has gained around the greens in his past 3 trips here, including last year. And this was before he started chip. Like he used to be really good around the greens, and now he's the worst guy on tour. So something mental is going on with his around the green play. But you're right. If you can just, that was my reasoning behind betting Johnny Kiefer, is that Kiefer also sucks around the greens. However, he could hit 85% of the greens this week, and just it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean this also. I mean, straight vibing. You know, Berger gets to sleep in his own bed. If there's like a place where he does feel comfortable around the greens or back to the Bermuda, that should be good. And you know, if you just want to look at like Bermuda specifically, right? Like guys, we got that at the Sony, and it seemed like a lot of these guys who I like were probably fine there.
So Homa's a part of this next range. Like it's a reasonable number for Homa. He didn't play like great last week. He finished T37, but that was again against all of the best players in the world. He's down at 4. Like Davis Thompson. I went and looked at Davis Thompson's number. Your boy, Davis Thompson.
Buddy.
If he could putt, he may have won 3 times already this year.
I don't know that like 50-1 for me on Davis Thompson on this track, like generational flusher at times. I don't know how I'm going to resist. There are so many guys right now, Pat. I might just need your help on like stat confirmations because I'm not deep in the weeds. Like Aaron Rye feels like so many guys I have like bet here and I've had good runs here before.
I agree with you, but so much of his run at Riv was like absolute fugazi. It was all putting from a guy I had bet the previous week who lost 4 strokes putting in the first 4 holes that he played. Just his iron play isn't up to what it normally is, and it was masked last week until it wasn't by extremely fortunate putting, which is, as we know about Aaron Rye, he kind of sucks with the putter.
Do you want to know the craziest thing? And I'm sorry, but I can admit it. I totally forgot he was even like part of or good. I shouldn't say part, but he was even good last week. He just, I don't know. I'm a sucker for some international ball strikers here, but that's what I meant. I need your help on like the stat front, because if he's not flushing it, I don't know if I want it. Nørgaard Peterson,
yeah,
I'm like, can always be a sucker, Pat. I can always be a sucker. If you just made me bet some Danes this week, I'd go home happy. Honestly, I'll probably name like 12 guys today. And if someone else like just picked my card and was like, here's 5 of them or 6 of them, those are your bets, I'd be like, thank you. That looks great. I'm happy with this.
So for me in this range, I bet Gerard at the top, and I played all of these with the ones I jumped on early. I played with the 3 each way to get those numbers up and, you know, have an out in case they come second, which is what I need. I bet Hao Tong and I bet Johnny Kiefer. Those were the 2.
Hao Tong was the next name I was going to say. Obviously, like the world, I'm swimming around Kiefer. I didn't bet it yet, so I feel like if I want to do that, I'm going to have to do that like pretty quickly to still get what appear might be a 60 or a 55. But Hao Tong like checks so many of the boxes for the players I want to bet on this week. Davis Thompson, a bunch of internationals. Like, oh baby.
Who else? Like, is Wrighton on that list for you? Is Valimaki on that list for
Right,
you?
and then I could be wrong. I don't. Again, just give me just if you tell me the stats are why. My first look at the board, I thought maybe the price that made the least sense to me was Nico Etchi.
So that's who I was swimming around as well. Obviously, he coming off a pretty good run at Pebble Beach where he finished. I mean, he ended up jarring a few from like the fairway, so that's going to inflate your stats a little bit. I actually didn't think he played all that poorly this week. He ended up missing the cut, I believe, at Riv. Yeah, he was cut, but off the tee good, approach good, chipping, he lost like almost 3 strokes in 2 rounds putting. I can get on board with it. This seems like a perfect spot for him, right?
I'm going to admit something like so funny and embarrassing right now. I've bet Nico Etchi. Echeverria. Not only have I bet him regularly, I thought the number was so good on its own that I even took him in the without market at like 64-1.
What are you seeing him at right now?
Last I saw, I got it. My bet was at like 72 this morning.
Yeah, 66 at Cool Bet right now. I think is still the best number around.
Yeah, 70 at Dual. They're still 66, 70s. That's what I mean. I bet it like it was 72, and then it was like 66 or 64 in the without. And I'm like, honestly, just this number seems so good to me that I'm just gonna take a little without, like just for jokes. But I don't even care. If that was the with number, I would probably have bet it. Is sort of the point I'm making. So yeah, that's the guy that I'm in on. The number just seemed wrong. But that's just like an eyeball first instinct. Liked it too much though. So that's what I got in on. And so Hao Tong, Nico, Thompson.
Yeah, so Nico and Thompson.
Rye.
So Nico and Thompson were 2 I had written down to go with Kiefer and Lee for me from this range. The other one I had was David Ford. Like I'll probably end up doing the 125 with him on the 3 place each way, but he and Michael Brennan really captured my attention here because Brennan is the best driver in the field. Him or Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson. Peterson's a better player, but if they're both equivalent-ish in driving and one guy is like 3 times the number, I'll probably go with the guy who's 3 times the number.
Like you're gonna like yeah. I could easily bet some like Kelly Taylor, Kelly Kapowski here. Oh my God. What's the lowest? What's the best on Brennan to go on though?
Brennan, I think 80 is the number unless you use that 3 place each way, and then it's 125.
David Ford, I guarantee you, you probably just make money listening to Sky. I don't guarantee because I don't have a clue, but like Sky will be betting on David Ford.
David Ford's good.
Yeah, if I know our boy Skyler,
the numbers dictate that he's good.
If I know my boy Skyler, he's betting on David Ford. We'll see. I'll sort of feel like, how well do I know Sky? I'll feel like I don't know Skyler that as well as I thought I did if he posts a card without David Ford on it.
So there's other guys in this range, like obviously Eckroat won here, Eric Cole who's going to come in second here, Seamus Power, Patrick Rogers, Mac Hughes, another guy who's come in second place here. Didn't seem like you were really feeling Christoph Reiten at all though.
He's part of it. He's part of it. Chalk him into that like group of 5 or 6 names. He's absolutely like alive on a card. Even embarrassingly enough, like Tom Kim. I don't know if I've been fooled there. I haven't gotten rid of him yet. And we could get even dirtier, but like I need a stat profile on like, is Jesper Svensson doing anything?
For me, no.
Like, is he playing well at all in the numbers?
I don't even know if he's been playing. Let's see. Cut.
That's the problem.
He's missed 2 cuts. His ball striking has been pretty good, but that's about it.
And he's a big driver, but he's like a sprayer, right? So he'll find the water probably.
His accuracy is not bad for being as long as he is off the tee.
Okay, thank you. SH Kim feels like he plays a lot of clean golf. I don't know if it's good enough to win.
SH Kim loves putting. Like he's going to make your putts for you. Can he do anything else? That I I would rather rely on, you know me, I'd rather rely on the consistent ball striking and maybe you get lucky with the putting rather than relying on the guy who's really good on the greens and just can't hit an iron to save his life. Lucking into the great driving and iron round with the good putter, I feel like is much more difficult than lucking into the good putting round with the great driver and iron player.
I agree. Flushers and some putt luck. Like that's the easiest way to bet. We didn't talk about him, but I got to go backwards. But like Willie Z, even
well, there's three guys, and they're all from like 30 to 41. Zalatoris, Brooks, and Berger are just kind of lingering here as names that people like to bet on. Names that have Zalatoris hasn't played well at this course.
Would you put Home on that group? I know you already mentioned him, but he sort of might.
I'm seeing him longer in odds than those guys because those guys are priced almost at exactly the same number. But sure, we can throw Homa into that group as well. Tom Kim, sort of like the minor league version of this, of guys that you have wasted money betting on in the past. We don't really know where their overall game is at right now. We know where their high-end skill level is, but can they ever meet that again? Is that player gone? For reference, Cuss one and done this week, Brooks Koepka.
Oh, there she is. Listen, you bet. I'm spinning the wheel of losers. I'm not betting Brooks Koepka. I wouldn't put him on that wheel. So I don't want anyone thinking I said that. But like we're playing outright wins. So, you know, if it's Sunday and it's Brooks versus any of these guys and he somehow is there, like, holy shit. Like, that's the great part about this tournament is I can bet on any of my losers. And they're really, unless it is Brooks Koepka playing a ceiling golf, you know, I'll take my chances going up against any of these guys. Like, I'll take Hao Tong Lee going up against Adam Scott. Love Adam Scott. Oh my God.
Adam Scott finally made some putts. The first time all year he made putts was at Riv. And he comes in second. If he just reverts back to being the Adam Scott that we saw the rest of the year, he's going to
popular one and done this week, Adam Scott, you think?
Oh, Adam Scott, Bridgman, Gerard. Yeah.
Gerard, though, I feel like you could people might get cocky to think like he's consistent. Can get him again at some goober event.
Yeah, Valero,
Adam
I think
Scott
sticks out
right now. It's going to be, Scott or Bridgman. It is the Lowry major, though. So,
I mean, are you really going to use Lowry at it? The only other, I guess there are two spots in elevated events I would use Lowry. One would actually be next week at Bay Hill or Heritage. Those would be the only two left where I would do it.
But again, so doesn't that make it, I agree, those are spots you could or should use Lowry. But if you're not going to use them there, then where better than here?
The Open would be the other one. Back at Birkdale, you know what course correlates? Keep an eye on some guys this week is all I'll say for the Open Championship.
Ooh. On that note, I made a future on the weekend, Pat.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's going to work. Over at Phillip Rivers, I took a little Bridgman to win the Players, 150.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever, right?
I don't have any Players bets in right now.
Me neither. Well, I do. I have one, and I had just made it. And not every place even offers that tournament, but I wasn't betting them to win a major, but I thought, you know what? Let's go.
Here's the thing. The Players, since moving to March, has not been won by a goober. It's basically the Masters. It's just elite players who win.
So what? We're talking JT, Scottie, Rory.
JT, wow. You're just throwing JT Poston into that mix, huh?
Didn't Thomas win?
Yeah. Justin Thomas, Cam Smith, Scottie twice, Rory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That doesn't mean, listen, Jacob Bridgman just won at Riv. So maybe sometimes we are guilty of saying only elite players win here, which, you know, those players were elite when they won. But sometimes we do that retroactively. We're like, oh yeah, this guy won. It's like, of course he's an elite player, but at the time he wasn't an elite player. You know what I mean?
It's got me thinking.
I honestly, like, if you had put gun to my head right now, and maybe I'll change my tune in like 2 weeks' time, I think that Morikawa is going to win the Players.
Oh,
I bet him to win the Players every year. Why would I change right now?
I was going to say, you know, people think we have this thing. Like, I was getting ready to bet him in a big Florida spot.
There's also, like, we saw when it used to be in May, there's like career achievement guy who wins it. Like, this was the biggest tournament that Matt Kuchar ever won. It was the biggest tournament that Steve Stricker ever won, or Stephen Ames. Like, good. I mean, Stephen Ames isn't on those guys' level, but at the same time, Like Henley, I could see winning this.
Yeah, I mean, who at this point? Yeah, Henley is definitely on that list.
Harris
who else
English.
is on that list? Fleetwood.
Fleetwood,
else?
Harris English. Although it does feel, I think, I mean, it'd be Cantlay's biggest win if he ever ended up winning.
Yes.
It would be the biggest win of Sam Burns' career. But I do think that those guys, like, as much as I kind of shit on Cantlay earlier, and not to say that Henley and English aren't live at major championships, I would still hold the flame for a Cantlay, Burns, Fleetwood picking up a major at some point over the next 10 years. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Henley, or Ben Griffin would be someone on that list. Like, their skill sets are so different in my mind. And maybe I shouldn't be thinking that way, but peak of his power, Sam Burns, everything. I mean, almost won the U.S. Open last year. Just if everything goes right for him during the course of a week, which it rarely does, that you could see his skill set winning out against all the best players at a major championship. Whereas with Henley, he's just not long enough off the tee sometimes.
I think I understand everything you just said, and I kind of agree.
And that could just be me talking in circles about guys that I like versus guys that I don't like and coming up with reasons for that. But just in my mind, it's a different skill level of guys. Henley is more consistent. He's good at things that you need to do to win tournaments, aka be great on approach and be a great putter. But in order to win majors, you kind of need everything to come through. Like, we've seen him compete at, like, people will go back and look at, Harris English is another victim of this as well, that you go back and look at some of their major track records, like either at Torrey Pines or the Masters or wherever it might be. You're like, man, he came third here. He came fourth here. They never had a chance to win any of those tournaments.
Yeah, I guess. You're right. When you look at, like, golf results after the fact, some of it, I think there's a Webb Simpson T4 at the Masters because he made back-to-back eagles in the final round. And it's like, oh, T4, Webb's probably pretty good. It's like, no, he's not. Like, he's the exact opposite skill set of what you want for Augusta. He had 3 like really lucky shots in the final round. He played okay, but he never once sniffed actually winning that tournament. It'd be like if you looked at like the prime example of what I'm talking about here is, let's say, like Scottie this week. Like, Scottie came T12 at Riv. He never had a chance to win. It was over after 10 holes on Thursday. Well, I feel like even on, Rory done that a couple times at the Masters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Rory's
done her hole out and is like, oh, he's second. Like, he had a great Sunday. It was never like actually a thing on Scottie.
Well, him and Morikawa both made those bunker shots on the 72nd hole. It's like, oh, Rory came second to Scottie. It's like, yeah, he was behind him by 9 strokes the entire week. That's what I'm saying with it. Anyway, where were we? Anyone else from this 30 to 100 you would like to talk about?
Not really. I would say, like, Max McGreevy quietly. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that's weird.
What?
I had saw him. He's like 35 to 1, but he's actually 55 to 1.
Oh, he's 55 to 1 now. He opened at like 35 to 1. Yeah, I'd given him, and Chris Kirk lost the ability to drive the ball, but his iron play has been really good.
Yeah, I'm seeing 55 on him. I guess I'm just like infatuated with like
the Euros.
Yeah, Euros and Davis Thompson, Johnny Kiefer. We'll wave the flag proudly. Didn't talk about Alex Smalley.
I didn't like his. I like Smalley coming into the week. I hate his odds. I hate them so much.
What would you like bet Alex Smalley at?
90.
Okay, so yeah, this is. Again, like, the fun thing about this board is there are guys who are like 90 who you like as much as guys who we all think. I'm not saying it's all the same people. There's guys who are like 90 who we all like think have just as good of a chance as guys who are 100.
For sure. Like Kevin Roy,
50,
for example,
and like vice versa.
Kevin Roy is 90 to 1 in that top 3 market. He's 175 to 1. I might actually play that, but he's playing like some pretty good golf right now. And I like Kevin Roy. Stephen Fisk is 100 to 1. Fisk next week, by the way, in Puerto Rico or Corrales, whatever the hell one's next week.
I actually really don't mind Smalley.
I like Smalley too, but you like that number?
No, there's a lot around that number for me. Thompson, Haotong.
I'm seeing Smalley at 40 to 1. Maybe he's up to 50 in some spots.
Right, maybe.
Yeah. But no thanks. Like, I'd rather bet Mac Meisner, who I also think is a terrible number. But I'd rather bet David Ford at double the price.
You can bet Alex Smalley at the same price as Aaron Rye or your main man. How did you not bring up Thorbjorn Olesen yet?
Is he my main man? He's a flusher. I could see
he's missed every
cut this year. I haven't bet him yet, but no one who follows golf is at all surprised if they take their first peek at the leaderboard and it's like that guy going like nuclear.
Sure. Yeah, he has not made a cut so far this season.
Who's your favorite Thorbjorn?
Probably Thorbjorn Sen this week.
I don't know. Maybe Shane Lowry will just finally clip this thing.
Well, I was actually thinking about Lowry in that like that each way top 3 market because you can boost him up to 33-1, but you get the top 3 out with it as well.
He kind of needed. We talked through it. That might. Yeah, this top 3 market, like
just a new way for me to lose money. It's fun.
It is a new way, and in some ways, it's like would the water find its level if I just didn't do it? But I don't know. 33 doesn't sound bad, even being forced into a Lowry 3-way placing. I'm not betting it, but doesn't seem like unfair at all.
No.
Relative to the field and his outright market and his course history.
Coming off a week where the ball striking was very good and the putting was very poor at Riv. Played pretty well.
I think it's funny, though, because he's even like said it before going into final rounds, like being interviewed. And, it makes sense, right? In your own backyard, I'm sure Berger would say the same thing. Like Shane Lowry, like openly acknowledging like how badly he wants to win this stupid tournament. Maybe
100-1 plus. I got 2 so far. I played them both in the 3 each way and the 8 each way market, so at totally different numbers. For example, I have Andrew Putnam at 250-1 with 3 places, Andrew Putnam at 111-1 with 8 places, and Zach Bauschu 450-1 and 225-1. Keep betting on that guy. He's been pretty good. And crazier things have happened, and some random guy coming in pretty good form ends up winning at the Cog. The other guy, my guy, Shoe Shooter, the Canadian guy. He's in this field too. I was looking at him.
Oh, yeah. I saw him. I just passed him. He actually was lower than I thought he would be.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yella Maraju.
That's the guy.
200, yeah.
Adam Hadwin is in this field. Fresh off a second place finish at the Panama Championship a few weeks back.
Okay.
He's grinding KFT now.
Yeah. Like we're borderline Corn Ferry, ADDC showing up.
Yeah, Chairman Mao is here. I don't love a lot of these guys. Not gonna lie to you. Putnam and Bauschu were the 2 for me.
Yeah, I kind of already mentioned S.H. Kim. He's at 100. I don't think I'd get there. A couple other putting disciples though. Like Steven Smith.
Smotherman is here. I feel like you're gonna see him pop up on a lot of cards.
Yeah, it won't be mine. I don't think I'm going to have any of these guys. Danny Willett's here.
Oh, boy. Tough scene for Danny Willett.
Danny Willett is at the sort of same place on the odds board where we find Lee Westwood if you went to look at Live Hong Kong.
I thought Lee Westwood wasn't on Live anymore.
I think you had to sort of like Phil. I think they had to...
Like, they paid him enough. They're like, no, you're still on the team, man.
No, what I mean by that is I think they both like have something personal... I can only like guess, but like, maybe that they had to withdraw. I would hope it's something like life normal and not like life out of normal. Like without being rude, like when I say life normal, I mean like a 95-year-old parent, passes as opposed to like life not normal where something sudden happened horrible to someone. But I don't know how either of them could. Like, other than that, I don't know how either of them could miss one of the 14 events.
Where is this? Corn Ferry Golf, Springfield, Illinois. I was trying to see where Smotherman played his best golf. Smotherman's numbers look pretty good, honestly. He was 8th at the
What
American.
Is John Rahm, if he's over 4-1 this week, maybe I'd have to bet him.
Okay.
Would he be 4? I mean, I guess what are you gonna like if guy's over 4, but if he's 380, you won't know. But
Hey, listen, I that happened to me last week when I bet Gino that she was plus 375, and then I looked later on in the night and she was 4-1. I was like, I'm just glad I took the 375. I wish I had gotten the 4, but it didn't stop me from betting it.
Pat, guess what? Good work by you. Because I just got tricked because on a book I was looking at, Live Hong Kong was like near the top. So I assumed they were playing this week. They're not. They're not. No. We'll be talking about Live Hong Kong after the Players, it appears.
Oh God, really? They're taking that much time off?
I don't know, March 8th.
That's next week, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess February is a quick one. I got no idea. There's nothing this week. I'm not.
March 8th is a Sunday.
Not in Hong Kong. Well, I don't know then. I don't know why this thing says March 8th, but I'm not logged into the book, so it could be giving me like a time zone somewhere else.
Yeah, the approach play for Smotherman has been quite good to start the year. The driving's been okay. The putting has been absolutely horrendous, but who knows? He's actually, let's see, I was going to say, is he a better putter on Bermuda? No, not really. He's not. Historically, at least.
March 5th through 8th.
So next week.
Sure.
That's how calendars work.
Yeah. That's how they work. Yeah.
Quick picks for the Cognizant Classic. Here's what I got. I played all of these with the top 3 each way. In that market, it gives you the 3 placements for second or third with half the bet, and then the outright, but the outright number gets boosted because you're taking the top 3, and then you have the out of the top 3 finish for 1/5 of the outright number. Gerard 33, Hao Tong 80, Johnny Kiefer 110, Andrew Putnam 250, Zach Baushu 450. And then I will be betting David Ford the moment that we stop this, and I think he's 125-1. So those are the 6 that I'm rolling out right now. Obviously, I'm going to add some guys. I'm really swimming around Nico and Thompson, like you mentioned.
Holy shit.
What?
Dude, let's get betting. Bridgman and Griffin withdrew.
Oh! So the Lowry number could be like really good here.
Oh, the Lowry, we probably missed it.
Let's see.
The Lowry number.
Oh, no, Ben Griffin and Gerard. Ben Griffin is still listed in the field. So is Bridgman for me right now.
I swear, unless this is like a prank PGA comms at 10:50.
All right, so let's see here.
Suber and Lonto.
Oh, Lonto.
Yeah.
So Gerard is only 20. He's already been bet down to the 25-1 in that each way 3. I can get 30 each way 3 on Lowry.
I don't know. I'm not over betting because of guys like fuck. It's just making the odds drop. So it's like I got to make decisions. I thought I had time to make.
Yeah, especially on that middle tier. Like, would you rather bet Lowry or would you rather do the combo of Nico and Thompson? I think that's what my decision will be for the rest of my card now as we're talking through it.
I'm betting Nico and Thompson, but that doesn't mean I don't like Lowry.
Sure, but like I've already bet Gerard.
Oh yeah, it looks like geez. One of these books already like took it down. They're usually slow.
So don't bet Lowry or don't bet Bridgman or Griffin is what you're saying.
Well, you can bet them, you'll get refunded. But if you want to make a bet, like, yeah, like I don't want to see Hao Tong go to 40-1 while I'm deciding if I'm betting them.
See,
or I didn't think I had to worry about that.
So if I do the Davis Thompson Nico within those markets, I can get Davis Thompson at 60 and Nico at 90. Fuck it, let's do that.
Why can't you also bet Lowry at that number too?
Because I already have Gerard from up top. Now I'm spending too much money for the week.
But like, I guess this isn't like DJ withdrawing.
No. Listen, does it really like Lowry was either going to win or he wasn't, right?
No, it's just more of like now I got it like, like I'm thinking about Rasmus Niergaard. Like, is he if I decide now, or is he going to be 35 by the time? I don't know. Whatever. I'll let my brain think.
So give me your
better one and done.
I ended up going with Thompson and Nico 60 and 90 over Lowry at 30 in that market.
Although there is an enhanced win on Shane Lowry. 22-1 still up there right now. But anyway, who are the ones that you were floating around for the quick picks?
Okay, so I'm betting I'm betting Nico. I'm betting Thompson. I'm going to be betting I don't want to say it right. Hautong, Rasmus, Niergaard, Pedersen. And then swimming around like Rye, Kiefer, McGreevy, all the fun guys, writing all the fun we spoke about today. I had a lot of fun talking about names.
It's great. It's too bad Noren isn't here. He sneakily two comebacks in a row. He had the comeback on Sunday at Riv too. I think he ended up tied with Scottie.
Yeah. So now, I guess Shane Lowry, when this gets settled, Lowry's going to be like 12-1, Pat.
I agree. I don't want to just bet his number. Like I was swimming around whether I wanted to bet him or not. Like this should push me over the edge. But did I like him better than that combo of the other two for essentially the same amount of money? Probably actually a little bit less money. It'd be more to bet on Lowry to get the same return. I decided to go the other way. So that should almost ensure that Lowry wins this week.
And I'll tell you, I guess it's weird that I guess they just do it in their chain of tweets. I would have thought this would have deserved its like own specific tweet by PGA Comms, not a reply to their field tweet, but I guess they're just, it's protocol, whatever.
One and done for the week. As mentioned, Cust has taken Brooks Koepka. If you ever want to know how to not play the one and done, make the picks that Cust has picked the past 2 weeks.
I suck at it. And I can find humor in, like, I'm so bad at something and can still find humor in his process. That's how bad his process is.
So he went through, I guess there was a cut last week. So technically your guy could have been cut. He got out of the first 2 signature events with a total of $120,000 between 2 events. Me, for example, got out with $2.1 million. You got out with, you did pretty bad too, but you did poorly and got $400,000 between the 2 events. He picked in elevated events, Spawn and Hisatune.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe he's trolling us.
Maybe.
It's a weird like game to go about it in, but
just
so you have the first pick here. You've got the pick.
I'll take, you know what? I didn't bet him. I'll take Lowry.
Oh, I guess Bridgman's out too. I'll take go to the top here. I'll take Nikolai. Yeah, sure. Give me, you know what? I'll take your boy. I'll take Nikolai.
Who are you taking?
Nikolai.
Højgaard?
Yeah.
Not the guy that you're betting on?
Well, which one would that be?
Nikolai Echeverria?
Feel like cuss. I'm like easily swayed. Like I'm gonna give up like, okay, go. I'll take the guy that the odds says 3 times less likely to win. Sure. Give me Etchy. Yeah, I don't care. Etchy. I'll go Etchy. Give me Etchy. Talk me into it.
It's funny because I don't even think his name is Nikolai. I think it's just Nico. But does that sway you at all?
Yeah, no, I don't care. Give it to me. I would take, maybe see if I can get never mind. Would you consider picking on Brooks this week?
Oh, I don't know. He just can't putt. And like it feels like the putting is going to come around for him, right? But when? Is it this week? If it is, he has a chance to win. If not, he's going to miss the cut.
Like, I don't think you're going to get a plus money matchup that I don't think they're going to fall for it.
They generally don't, but sometimes you can find some pretty good ones. Let's see here. 72 hole. I don't see the head-to-heads out yet.
It's pretty early for that market.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't see them.
But like if you got him versus like, I don't know who else is 40-1. Like Rasmus Niergaard Pedersen.
I'd take, is it Pedersen or Peterson?
Well, I probably change every time I say it. So you're asking the wrong guy. And I like him. But yeah, I like if they got like 40-1, give me a pick 'em on that. Like, yeah, RNP, let's go.
Sure. Yeah, I would be on board with that too.
Even someone like Aaron Rye potentially. Oh, Shooters plus 425 is top Canadian.
Hadwin's here. Pendrith withdrew.
Yes, Svensson, Hughes, and
Mac.
AJ Ewart.
So, okay. Yeah. Svensson's actually done well here before.
Cool Bet's own Adam Svensson.
Yeah, he
Svenny.
can pick up. He's plodded along very nicely, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's him.
Would you like to bet on that?
No, because in my mind, I was like, maybe that was not. Maybe that was Silverman. I don't know.
He has missed the cut here the past 2 seasons. He did have a T9 here in 2022. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
What I'm thinking about. One front page.
Not bad. That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Football show coming out tonight. Ian Harditz and myself talking about running backs, where people are going to land, where they should be ranked, all that fun stuff. Me and Blickle tomorrow for DFS. Keith and I on Wednesday for the final word. And then, as I mentioned before, me, Mike Wright, and Pete Overzet on Thursday. And then we might even have some more special shows coming out, Jeff, if you have the time to record them.
No, I like that. I like that Thursday group too.
That's good.
You're going to find people you like. You're going to switch it up. It's like, I don't know. It's this perfect balance because I think people would also like continuity.
Yeah, but
but you'll crush it. I don't know. You'll make these great. Like it's like when I mix Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes. You'll make these great collabs.
I want to make some good collabs. I want to get people into the mix. This is a show I can do it in. I'm going to keep Cam and Emerson as a pair for this show, but instead of being in every week, it might just be like once a month. I don't want people to get too burnt. It's a show that you could get burnt. That the three of us is something you can get burned out by pretty easily, I feel like.
100%. But can I just run the suggestion by you? And this isn't like a knock. Cam and Emerson are so good. It's like when you you put your best, you power your top line in hockey. Like those guys with anyone, I think the show would be good. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's you can't eat too much cake. Is my
but I'm
thinking
like anyone who's fun and not like a stickler or takes himself too seriously would probably perform well with Emerson or Cam. They're both so good.
Agreed. I agree, but I like they listen. We were having problems with my mic before the show, so it was just that this actually. Listen, for producers out there, if the people have enough time to spend, if you can even just pretend that your mic is broken and let your guests sit in a room together for 15 minutes to start chatting, they became the best of friends by the time my mic started working. It was great.
Well, that's also for that to happen before it even starts, that builds a rapport, the breaking of the ice that usually could take 15 minutes in the record. So yeah, great. Works.
Yeah, it was a good warm up for all of that. So
awesome.
So yeah, I'm going to keep those two together.
Jared, shout out to Jared as well. Good job.
Yeah, Jared, you're killing it. I got one for
network wants more stories of Jared taking home moms.
Did Jared breaking his banjo string?
Yeah,
that's true.
I do have one of these topics saved. I just wanted to run it by you. What do you make of Rolexes?
Not for me.
I'm
not a watch guy. Listen,
does anyone in the advent of cell phones, the fuck do you need a watch for?
I'll tell you that.
Rolex used to be so well, they still are really well made, but you don't need a watch to make sure that it keeps its time anymore traveling through time zones.
It's a look. It's a gorgeous,
it's a fucking goober look is what it is. It's for weddings and funerals is what it's for.
Yeah. Listen, and no jewelry. My wife doesn't wear a wedding ring. I'd probably lose it. I'm not a watch guy. You never see me with anything. When we go to a wedding, I put the wedding ring on because it's nice. I got a few nice watches in a drawer. They just collect dust. But I got some of these friends now where they are I don't want to make fun of anyone, but they're now in the process of because how it works is you almost have to buy a starter watch from Rolex before they'll sell you the watch you want. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're now in the process of getting in with the it's this whole fucking thing. Yeah. Whatever. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a look to be like, hey, look, I have a ton of money. Now you have to know that too because I'm wearing this Rolex. Like, fuck right off.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. There's better ways to like level up, but for some people it's wearing the watch. I don't know.
Unless maybe it's just I'm with you. I wear my wedding ring. It's made of like plastic. It's the same one.
Again, like there are people that like wearing watches. They don't need the phone. They'd always wear the watch, and the Rolex is just like a step up from that. I feel like I'm sort of the wrong person here because you've never seen me. I don't like anything on. I don't.
I'm with you. I'm exactly the same way. Maybe it's just you either are or you aren't.
Like they're nice, they're beautiful, and yeah, you see one and like you're like, man, they're good for you. But it's just not for me. But I don't really have anything against them.
I feel like it's
I guess
really,
if you're like wearing them in like a hyper casual situation, it's like, okay, man.
I feel like it's a real try hard
Take
watch.
off your watch now.
It is. I am of the opinion that like if you're like constantly wearing your Rolex around, you're just really trying too hard in your life. Like just calm down. Like take a beat. And like
You're probably not as rich as you want to be if you're always wearing your
that
Rolex.
is it. I feel like it's a hey, like I always had this thing, like my grandfather's like this. My grandfather came from like absolutely nothing. And he made a good amount of money in his life. So like the one purchase he made, and it always just kind of stuck with me. That like here's the thing that I bought that cost me like the thing that I always wanted, it cost me a bunch of money. He bought a fucking Corvette. I was like, Corvettes are the biggest like loser cars on earth. Like only like morons drive Corvettes, but like if you're 80 years old now,
represented so much more than the car though.
It did, but that's what he spent all of his money on because he thought like in his mind like that was a luxury car, was this Corvette.
Like, what do you do when you get really rich? I'll buy a Corvette. I guess I'll follow the playbook. Or it's just something you dreamed about since you didn't have it. You do it like, I don't know. That's also beautiful because it represents more than the car, even if the car.
It does, but it's just like it was crazy to me. Like of all the nice cars you could have bought with this money, this is what you bought. Like it blows my mind.
I don't. Yeah, but like that is as simple. I know this might like. Something like that is as simple as like the most impressionable moment when you're like 9 years old and you see someone who you believe to have everything in the world, like driving a Corvette.
Oh, 100%. And I think a lot of it has to do with the times too, that he's 81 years old right now when he had that idea in like the early 60s or the late 50s or whenever the cars came out. Like those probably would have been the coolest cars in the world. You know what I mean? But just to look at it now, it's like, that's a really weird purchase. Maybe watches work the same way. I don't know.
I am such a sucker for even putting the limited money DraftKings lets me put in the without market, and the two guys withdrew. I don't think they'll refund. Are they going to like populate that with two other guys?
You know, I do not know. Save the money.
I now bought into a market that had 4 people that was 2, and I'm just the sucker. And guess what? Maybe that'll prime my account. Maybe they'll let me bet $18 on a golfer.
Yeah, you're too sharp. You know this. Is Rob back yet from wherever the fuck he goes?
Yeah, Rob's back. I'm gonna go see him in a bit.
I want him to be a part of this new Thursday show as well. That was my original plan, was to have him, Cam, and Rob, or him, Cam, and myself as the first show, but he was away, so I got Emerson instead, and that worked out.
Honestly, I think it's better because I think that other show just would have had the vibe. It would have been different topics. Obviously, you can do that threesome anytime, but I think this was a much better way to launch your new format, to be honest.
I tend to agree. I think it worked out well, and I think that pairing Rob with other people
wouldn't have felt like a totally new thing if it was a very familiar trio that people saw 2 weeks ago.
Well, it might be easier. This might be a good way for me, you, and Rob, or me, Rob, and Cuss to do a show together.
Rob, yeah, you gotta find. It'd be good. You got to get someone Rob knows enough that he's like happy to make fun of them. And
correct.
That's like the best Rob. I don't know.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy that Rob really hates? Let's get him.
Yeah, but like again, this is just that would just be a show of 2 very serious people who don't like each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's
which would be funny in its own way, but more of like a cringe funny, I think.
All right, that'll do it for us at G Fienberg 17. You can get his final card up on X when he ends up putting it out. I have my column already out. I was actually updating it as we talked with the WD. So if you have found that on X, Ben Griffin and Jacob Bridgman have WD'd from this tournament, so they are not in anymore. I'll have all my final picks as a part of the newsletter on Wednesday afternoon. That comes out. It's completely free to join. You can hit the description, get on the email list, and boom, you can find it up on X at the same time. I'll be doing a live chat Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you have any final questions live on Mayo Media Network, so subscribe and turn on those notifications so you can find it. All right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!